Come and watch till the end. She cannot remove the gag when she wakes up outdoors. She observes the lady using a gag to cross a river when she gets up. The lady glances at her and leaves. Behind her, guy passes. She joins him at a large field box. Others approach the box. However, the guy opens it. He takes out a rack of pistols when a pig runs out. The field, including the previous lady, goes toward the box. She unlocks one person using the keys. They flee when someone begins firing at them. She is shot while thinking she is safe. One of the field players fires at the shooter but dies. Others hide. A lady rushes out of the house and falls into a ditch. The person who rushes to aid her finds her stabbed but alive. While helping her up, he stumbles on a landmine. She and he flee and explode. Another runner hides behind a fence. He nearly shoots the guy who opens the package. Two more people in blue shirts tell him he does not want their money. He just wants to know where he is. They tell him he is in Arkansas and give him a phone so he can call the police. When the woman takes a cookie, she chokes on it as if it were poisoned, and the pair throws a smoke bomb at them while wearing gas masks. The man kills the blue shirt before he can shoot them. They use the bomb to choke the other person and then kill him too. The woman complains about the gas store. After that, they clean up the area and get rid of the dead. The woman feels bad when she sees a wedding ring on that blue shirt. Her husband says it does not matter because he is a bad person and probably even says the N-word. When they get a call on the radio, a couple is arguing about racism, so they tell the woman on the other end who they killed, and she tells them that another wanted person is coming toward them as she walks toward the gas station. When she arrives, they are ready and smile at her. Crystal asks for a pack of cigarettes and emergency money, then asks where she is. The lady responds as she collects her change, but Crystal knows something is amiss and slaps them. She murders the guy first, then the lady with the shotgun from behind the bar. Crystal checks the gas station and finds the dead, then grabs some rubber bands and bullets, puts her coat down, and walks out. She checks out the truck in front of her and finds that the plates are fake Croatian plates. Then she finds a wire attached to the door that leads to a bomb. She hides in the trees when she hears the others talking on the radio she stole, saying they are looking for her because the couple from the crystal stops him and tells him it is set up. She tells him that by shooting the drone, he basically told them they were at the gas station. She then starts walking towards some train tracks she saw earlier. He goes after her and tells her he has an idea about why they are being hunted and why they are there. He apparently read a story about a group of literal elites who kidnap people and take them to a house to hunt them down. Crystal doesn't doubt his views. Military police search each car when the train stops abruptly. When the guy informs one of the policemen that he and his wife are Americans and that the migrants are crisis actors, the police inspect all of their firearms. The police do not speak English, so when one of the foreigners speaks to the guy in great English with an American accent, he claims they do not believe him, and the other goes insane. The immigrant advises him to calm down as everyone else hides. The guy grabs him and places a bomb in his trousers, exploding him. Crystal rides a vehicle to a refugee camp. An officer leads her to a desk and requests her paperwork. After asking where she is, she begins pondering. A US government agent appears and leads them into the woods. After Dawn tells him everything, the official is startled and declares he will summon the State Department and soldiers to hunt their pursuers. Crystal kills the odd man by knocking him unconscious, pushing him out of the vehicle, and stepping on him. She discovers a pistol under his jacket. Dawn is frightened since she murdered the official while looking through the trunk. When he goes inside, he realizes that the other person with her is also dead. She finds a map, and Dawn says he believes they are the only two people remaining. Dawn wants to drive away, but she tells him not to. She wants to use the map to find the people who are after them so she can get back at them. She tells him a horrifying story that her mother used to tell her. Suddenly, the pig shows up again at the tunnel. The people who are after them talk about what is and is not politically right. One of them is an expert who is a fighter. He tells him to stop, but all they do is laugh at him on the radio. They can hear Athena telling them to be quiet when one of them goes outside to pee. Dawn distracts him with the pig and Crystal kills him when he gets to a tree. When the group gets back to the bunker, they hear something outside. The soldier tells them what to do, but they do not do it very well. All of them are scared, so when Dawn drops the pig inside, they shoot it. The woman is angry that they killed the pig. Suddenly, Crystal kills one of the men and shoots at the other. She makes the soldier unconscious and then stabs the woman. She fights with one of the other guys over a gun, but he steals the bullets from her. She puts another bullet in the gun and shoots him. Then she goes to the shooter and kills the last one. She thinks she she has them all, but then the man grabs her and they start fighting. Crystal beats him with a roof pipe but does not kill him. Though alive, she calls the lady a hick. Don rushes in just as Crystal pulls out a gun and is ready to shoot her. He finds a pistol and Crystal tells him to ask the lady why they were harming them. Crystal wants to murder her since she gave a foolish response, but Don stops her by stating she is a woman and should be rescued. Crystal asks the woman if she should be given pity just because she is a woman, and when the woman says no, Crystal kills her. Don goes crazy, and all of a sudden Athena's voice comes on the radio. She asks if he has Crystal, and when he says no, she points her gun at him. He says he is not one of them. Even though Athena keeps asking over the radio what is going on, she tells Don to kill Crystal. But even though he begs her not to believe the woman on the radio, she shoots him anyway. Crystal tells Athena that Don is dead, and Athena tells her to come get her. Crystal sits next to the soldier and talks to him politely until she asks where Athena is. She tells him she will not give up and presses on his wound to get him to tell her where she is hidden. He tells her what to do but warns her that she has been getting ready for the hunt for months. He is also killed by Crystal. In a flashback to a year ago, we see Athena's office where two co-workers are waiting for her. They talk about the hunt-related text message she got. She says that it was just a joke, but they tell her that some people think it is real. Athena laughs, but the guy persists. He keeps suggesting a PR. Nightmare tells her she must resign her work, and she begs for a list of people who have confessed she hunts people as a plot. 8 months before the hunt, the gang chooses participants in another flashback. Athena urges them on. The slide suddenly shows Crystal. When the guy exhibiting the slides reads what Crystal says about Athena, Athena becomes upset and makes Crystal her greatest enemy. Crystal walks toward her home now. Crystal sets the rifle down and enters the home when Athena informs her over the speaker that she will set off the C4 beneath the gate if she does not leave it there. Crystal cautiously enters the home and stares at the images of herself and others on Athena's wall as Beethoven plays. She is silent. Crystal and Athena appear unaware of their identities. Crystal mocks her for setting up the search for the wrong reasons. This completes the storyline. She has the wrong Crystal. Another Crystal with her last name shared the horrible Athena conspiracy claims online. Crystal pursues Athena with a knife. They battle violently, with similar power and intensity. Crystal throws everything she can at Athena, including a champagne bottle that Athena saves. Athena pursues Crystal upstairs with a shotgun after she kicks her over the fireplace. Crystal survives. Athena dies. She rises, eats toast, and cauterizes her wound. She washes and wears Athena's clothing and shoes. She departs with costly champagne. She sees Athena's private jet outside. On the aircraft, she informs the stewardess and captain that she murdered their employers and threatens them with a pistol.
This girl finds a computer virus that kills humans, but instantly enjoys it when Isabel Stone and 4 university pals appear next. Tim and Maddie are drinking at a busy pub. Everyone is having fun except Maddie, who worries about her computer geek boyfriend Josh, who has been gone for a week. Isabel worries and proposes moving on from Josh. Tim, who likes Maddie, offers to accompany her home, which she politely rejects since he's only a buddy. Maddie checks her voicemails when she gets home, including one from her mother and one from Josh. The second message is empty. Josh calls her name and hangs up. Maddie worries and calls him back, but he doesn't answer that night. Maddie can't sleep, so she checks on her roommate, Isabel, but she's gone. She is sleeping with a stranger at his house. Maddie texts Isabel to come home the next day after college courses. Matt visits Josh's residence to check on him. She knocks on the door, but gets no answer. After finding a spare key above the door, she may enter immediately. She finds the place in disarray, with the computer code running. Josh leaves, but he seems altered, not himself. Matthew wonders where he was and why he didn't answer the phone. Instead of replying, he wraps up an Ethernet cord and goes into a room, ordering her to wait in the kitchen. She discovers Josh's kitten starving in a cupboard while waiting. After the tragedy, Maddie runs to ask Josh what's wrong, but to her horror, he has done the unimaginable by utilizing the Ethernet wire. Due to emotional distress, Maddie gets therapy from a doctor. She sobs throughout one session for not preventing Josh's awful destiny. The doctor assures her that it's not her fault and that Josh may have buried his loneliness for a long time. Later that day, Maddie's friends sent her encouraging notes via a group chat. They are surprised when Josh, his account, asks for aid. The 4 pals discuss this weird event on campus the following day. They then suspect Josh's PC is on and a virus is sending the messages. Stone logs off the computer at Josh's residence. Stone visits Josh's Josh's scary residence after courses and is horrified. He sees a pale woman panickingly approaching from the wall. Stone attempts to hide beneath the bed, but the ghostly monster consumes his soul. Like Josh's case, Matty called Stone the following day to see whether he had turned off the computer. As predicted, the possessed Stone seldom calls. Matty visits Josh's residence to take action. Disturbed by the scenario, she finds the landlady cleaning and emptying the property. Matty inquires about the computer, but the landlady informs him that it was sold due to Josh's unpaid rent for many months. Despite this, Matty finds and visits the computer's buyer, Dex McCarthy. He sent weird messages on her boyfriend's computer, she says. Dex confusedly shows her that he hadn't even connected the computer, leaving Matty confused as she leaves to figure out what she said. After connecting the computer, Dax later sees a series of strange films. One video shows Josh shooting himself. Matty is unnerved when Dex calls her and gives her the disturbing film. Matty gets Josh's gift 2 days before his death at college a few days later. Inside, she discovers rolls of red tape and a letter from Josh, suggesting they keep them out, adding to the mystery and uncertainty. Matty starts having frightening dreams, images of evil ghosts as time goes on. People doing the unimaginable in front of her also bother her. These events make her think evil is after her. Her physician rejects her assertions as hallucinations when she sees him. Matty keeps her schedule and attends college to accept this explanation. She detects a strange tendency. The university is emptying as students leave when Matty hears unusual sounds in the toilet. She investigates. She runs in terror as she sees someone looking through a restroom door. After many days without a call, Tim visits Stone in the following scene. Tim enters his flat to find him crying and sobbing. Before Tim can respond, Stone is inexplicably drawn in and engulfed by the wall, leaving a black trace. Tim panics and hurries home to red tape the doors and windows. After covering everything, he peers through the door peephole and a large-mouthed humanoid assaults him. Matt's PC goes on and plays odd films the same night. Fearful, she disconnects all computer cords, yet the printer prints graphics. After assembling the printed parts, she sees a fuzzy face. Panicked, she walks to the access point to report her discoveries. He shows her what Josh sent Douglas through video. They discover that Josh hacked Douglas's computer and accidentally released a virus that created a doorway between the living and the dead. Josh also built a counter program and planned to meet Douglas at the library to solve this. The creature caught him before he could act. Dex discovers Josh's counter software in the PC case, disguised with red tape. Just as Isabel is about to do her laundry, the lights flicker and the washing machine door opens, releasing the clothing. She approaches to inspect and potentially gets trapped. Spider-like thing appears and drains the saw from her, horrifying her. After returning home that night, Matty finds her roommate Isabel afflicted by the demonic. Just then, Isabel turns to ash, advising Matty that the thing would soon claim her, fearful and desperate. Matty calls Dex, who quickly picks her up. Dex believes he found Douglas's location, and they headed there together. The city is in apocalyptic disorder, with damaged cars and dread everywhere. They also meet a family that tells them to go to a less technologically advanced place, since the monsters are coming from computers. However, Matty and Dex are determined to shut down the system and halt the chaos. They arrive at Douglas' place to find his room wrapped in red tape. Douglas emerges from a closet and immediately tapes the door. The pair begs to know what's happening, fearing ghosts may enter. Douglas explains the beginning. He says Josh and his telecom team identified frequencies no one knew existed. They expanded those frequencies, unwittingly letting souls from another dimension infiltrate the living world. Douglas also claims that these ghosts make individuals murder themselves by stealing their will to life. After understanding this, Matty and Dex understood they needed to install Josh's counter application in the university building's basement server computer to halt it. After gathering this information, Dex and Matty go to the server room. After arriving at the institution, a terrifying army of cyberbeings stalks them as they go to the basement via the hallways. Spirits follow them. Dex holds the door and encourages Matty to use the elevator. He attempts to catch up as she enters. Matty must go alone because of similar ghosts. Power goes out as the elevator descends to the basement, stopping it. Matty escapes the stopped elevator and enters the server room. One of the cyber ghosts approaches her gently. She is then enveloped by phantom arms that appear to want to swallow her. Dex saves her and warns her not to stare into the spirit's face just before she seems to die. Dex installs the counter application on the primary computer. This crashes the system, vanishing spirits temporarily. The ghosts return minutes later as the machine reboots, forcing Matty and Dex to drive away from the city. After a long trip, they stop to relax. Soon after, the army wakes them up with a radio broadcast proclaiming safe zones without internet, mobile phones, or TVs. They are ambushed by a four-armed human humanoid before they can respond to the news. Despite this fierce encounter, Dex starts the vehicle and drives to a low-signal region, leaving the spirit behind. The movie closes with Maddie's voiceover musing on their new situation as they reach a secure zone. We can't return. The cities are there. We live differently today. The things supposed to unite us instead linked us to inconceivable powers. The old world is gone. The desire to live endures.
Come and watch till the end. Railway. She wants to know twice daily that every window overlooks Rachel's. A young lady lives here. Rachel has observed her for almost a year, and gradually she has gotten more she values. All Rachel lost, and Rachel draws on her fantasies and envisions life for husband and wife. Perfect Rachel and her ex-husband, Tom, live next door. Tom and his new wife reside here. Wife and kid. While Rachel is on the train, she always drinks. Her destructive behavior. Same Megan. Megan does not enjoy this town's dull existence. Her psychologist, Dr. Kamal, her complex connection, her marriage and her escape, 17 with her boyfriend. They lived in secrecy. Woodland Hunting Lodge. Megan's life used to be vibrant. It is over. Scott, Megan's husband, wonders if as a nanny she will desire to conceive. Megan. Anna, Tom's new wife, is introduced. In the Anna's interests are daughter Megan as a nanny, not delight in the infant. That evening Megan stated she had another job. Since it is not for her, the news upset Anna. Unemployed but frequents storefronts and farmers markets, chose her newest items. Daughter Anna says no more crucial than parenting. Megan was not convinced, so Anna remembers the dreadful day when her daughter was in the window. Rachel's arms frightened me. After work, Anna told Tom. His ex-wife was calling. Another unknown number. Anna. Rachel's stalking annoys Tom. Promised to chat with her too. Tom, dismayed to discover Rachel left, while Megan resigned. Train and left as normal. Nighttime alcohol shopping. Drinking while watching her ex-husband. Facebook, calling him Katie. Rachel's host buddy witnessed this. Rachel spilled wine down the sink. For 2 years. She was stranded after the divorce. Rachel recalls her spouse struggled to conceive. Although their efforts were futile, the next day, physicians could not assist. Rachel is on the train watching. She wonders whether the girl immediately sees the train. Rachel knows she's alone on the balcony. Husband with another guy scares Rachel. Girl to fail and lose tension. Rachel drinks again, obsessing over girl and that guy. Rachel remembers her husband's letters. Realtor Anna. Rachel complains to a stranger. Barrowman, she is desperate. Anna has moved in. Rachel's home today. Fury again when she saw that lady betraying her husband. Quickly feelings. Rachel stated at that point she wanted to harm her. Rachel's barrage. Drunk is riding again. Rachel left at the halt. A railway man spotted. She was unfit and Rachel entered the forest to avoid seeing Megan. She chased her insultingly. Rachel did not wake up. Whatever she heard, message from her ex-husband who drove around accordance to Tom, Rachel, Anna, and she was barely convinced not to go. Police. Tom wants one thing for his ex-wife. Rachel does not comprehend. She scrubbed at night. Katie demanded entry. Explanations. Rachel was not ready. Discuss it before recovering. Rachel sees the video on her phone with the lady. Bartenders insult Anna. Rachel then chase Megan. It was awful. Rachel rides the train again tonight, thinking she went to Megan's residence last night. Crime to manage addiction. Rachel. Alcoholics Anonymous. Explain about herself. Rachel confessed she was married, sinned often, drunk and forgetful. The husband apologized often. Rachel went on the train again. She saw, remembering how she insulted Martha, Tom's supervisor. During a party, the wife. Rachel lost control. Tom attempted reason with his wife, but she behaved aggressively as always. Intoxicated at Katie's home, the police awaited Rachel. Detective Riley queries Rachel's whereabouts. Friday night, Rachel pretended to be at work, visited her ex-husband, left the station, but knew it was a poor idea. Detective Riley handed Rachel a snapshot of Megan, learned this lady was missing that evening. Witnesses saw. Rachel denies Megan. Anything else too. Investigators caught her. Rachel was fired. Alcoholism. When detectives left, Katie asked her buddy about her day. Rachel said she was not working. travels via train, money on nowhere tickets. Katie has no purpose of enduring and wants Rachel to leave within 2 weeks. Remembering Rachel met the investigators before seeing Megan. Detective Riley officer doubts this narrative. Thinks Rachel is confused. Megan and Anna look alike. Tom's wife repeatedly told the cops Rachel has weird taken. 4 months ago, Megan informed her therapist she continuously deceives her spouse. Several affairs. Megan Scott is jealous and loves to control everything, but she, unsatisfied Megan, told Kamal she thinks him always. Now Rachel recounts Megan's disappearance and loses her brother. Parents long since her spouse Scott requests any information from Anna. Watched from the window how Rachel met Scott herself, Megan's pal, at the gallery. Rachel told Scott she saw Megan with another guy Friday morning. Scott was heartbroken. Rachel, Scott's features, raged when he offered Rachel a drink. Scott believed this guy was Kamal. His wife's therapist resigned, showing Rachel a picture verified that Megan was with him for 2 months. Megan texted her boyfriend after meeting like nothing happened. Scott is heading home. Megan told Kamal about her husband bringing every conversation to get her. Megan's pregnancy was terrible. She is not ready to have children. Megan's history is related. Fascinated by Kamal, but he makes apparent that they are merely doctors, and Rachel observes. Kamal summons news, querying after years. Rachel seeks a goal. Megan's fate, Scott's message. Scott was on his way since the cops freed Kamal. However, owing to a lack of proof, Scott is suspected. Kamal told police. Counseling sessions. Jealous and suspicious Kamal Scott, hubby left Scott's home. Rachel spotted Anna and her ex-husband. Rachel remembered. Insists Anna struck her Friday evening. Tom stated that was complete. Stupid Anna was not in the tunnel. Tom asks his ex-wife again. The fact that Rachel helps Scott locate Megan. Tom thinks his ex-wife is going insane. Rachel attended treatment to Kamal seeks knowledge. Rachel also spoke about her. Rachel woke up forgetful. Morning, others tell her. Rachel thinks Rachel has constantly denied it. Struggled to recall her past sketches, but the therapist failed. Why she began, Rachel said, trying to conceive with Tom, everything, but nothing worked. Rachel became depressed. Anna visited the police station to report Rachel again. Tom continuous messages and calls anonymously, but Anna officer Rachel. Riley cannot stop Anna. Rachel's communications include only detective threats. Thinks Tom may chatting with his Anna doubted her ex-husband. She attempted to hack his PC but failed. Rachel examines her artwork. I hope to recall something. She did not anticipate seeing Scott. Reporters at the entrance. Outside his home 24/7, so Scott said that from the detective. Megan announced her pregnancy, but not her spouse. Scott dreamed of becoming a writer. Megan's father always had some excuses. This caused continual quarrels. Scott fell asleep. Rachel's chamber events. Then Megan bring back the past. She went to Kamal in her sleeplessness. She should not be up at night. She must also finally tell someone who has been bothering her. Years ago, Rachel, her boyfriend at the hunting lodge. Elizabeth was their daughter. Megan worried it would be challenging, but wrong parenthood was her December joy. Rachel and her guy fought and left. Leaky roof, freezing indoors, so Megan decided to bathe Elizabeth when Megan fell asleep. Woke up, nothing could remind Elizabeth. Megan, she sobs. After what occurred, her beloved departed and Rachel returned for more Kamal treatment. She recounted her drunkenness. Back to her former residence, she missed Anna was sleeping, so Rachel may carry the baby. Rachel's arms were free. Anna woke up and saw. It did not expect news so quickly. Reported Megan's body's discovery. Police are investigating. Reporters pursuing Scott everywhere. Less concerned because she dreaded. Anna spotted Rachel approaching. Scott's hometown observes Anna's altered. The spark is gone. Anna confessed. She frequently contemplated their past. Date Rachel secretly. Anna requested. If Tom enjoys misleading his wife, begged her to forget it, but Anna, obsessed with it. Rachel's peril. Anna suspects Rachel is frequenting Scott's home. Perhaps she was involved. Tom disagrees with Megan. Rachel came home, Scott was furious. That skill results that neither Scott and Kamal fathered. Rachel's child adds a third. Scott discovered Rachel is not Megan's buddy, Tom's insane ex-wife. This lie enraged Scott. The detective thinks he and Rachel are being unfaithful, yet Scott would never when Scott departed. Rachel ran to the station, report her burglary. Detective Riley's apartment, her own account of everything. Rachel loved Scott's ex-neighbor, she overcame Megan. When Scott rejected Rachel, she decided, retaliate in this manner. Rachel claims Scott is innocent. Killed Megan, Riley stated. Scott's alibi. Scott was filmed. Occurrences occur at pub that night. As to Friday's Megan. Pregnancy test and contacted her lover. Meeting Kamal, who supported her. No romances soon. Megan and him. Kamal wants to help Megan overcome Rachel's motherhood phobia. Whoever saw it understood differently. Now Rachel, sitting at the bar, again notices same train guy. She questioned why followed her, but the man merely wanders through that tunnel daily after seeing how intoxicated. Rachel sensed that night that he wanted to assist her. Rachel believes she is the wanted criminal. Rachel wants the truth. Truth regardless, items, and thank you notes. Katie and Rachel reboarded the train. She approached Martha. Sorry, but Rachel's meaning escapes Martha. Rachel says, no party aggression. Martha overdrank. Gave her the guest bedroom to relax. Rachel remembered what truly mattered. Tom typically loses his temper and lashed out his wife. It turned out that Tom was dismissed for office politics because of Martha pity Rachel, guessing Tom's laptop password. Then suddenly she discovered a second phone in the bag. Anna's husband's correspondence when Anna pretended Tom returned. Everything was Oakwell. Rachel re-entered that passageway. Remembering fatal night, her recollection until Tom fell. Sleeping Anna called from outside. Lady and her husband texted. Anna did not anticipate Megan's voicemail. She discovered that Tom secretly dated Megan. Rachel. Recalling everything. Following Megan, she saw her enter Tom's automobile, saw his ex-wife, fearing exposure as unfaithful. He pulled Rachel away. The railway man seeing this helped Rachel, but she drove. Rachel went to see Anna. Tell her Tom was lying. Rachel also said Tom was Megan. Anna's fate departs in disbelief. House while Rachel screams. Tom's streetwide guilt. Rachel insisted that ex-husband confesses. Anna has told her husband now. She discovered his correspondence. Megan, all these. Rachel never called at night. Tom blames his wife spending her attention on the daughter without caring. Her spouse Rachel attempted. Tom calls the cops discreetly. Her phone and knocked her unconscious. We revisit that terrible night. In Tom's automobile, Megan, invited to see the woodland where they met. Megan wanted to chat immediately. Tom learned Megan was pregnant. Displeased and told when Megan refused. He pushed her, but he did not stop there today. Termed Rachel useless, stating she is alone. Rachel attempted to flee, but she unlocked it. To go outside. Tom pursued, chasing her, so Rachel fought him. Anna understood she was wrong. Always lying detectives. Scott first saw it. Detective Riley believed Rachel had another crime, but after she understood her and Anna. Because Tom caused everything. Rachel defended herself and Anna and Rachel returned. Megan tied their graves together. Destinies united. Rachel drank and follows her favorite activity. Today she paints differently. Train and stairs forward. Rachel changed.